was being dramatic when I was saying like, you know,
Elaborate.
if people can't get the concept, how are they supposed to get the how? That's why we talk about the practicality of doing what's best for all on the podcast, so we don't have to deal with your reactions. You have to do it yourself. I'm joking. I'm joking. But seriously, it does come back to education. So walking through the practicality of what that actually looks like, of course, that was always a good point, because I remember reading somewhere, it's like, you know, doing what's best for all is subjective, but the thing that we can all agree on is everybody needs food, water, shelter, great education. And it was from people who were for some reason fighting what we're doing. And I'm like, wait, that's the only thing that we're saying we should start with. Because right now we're not at a point where we can agree on everything because everyone's so fucked. We're only thinking about ourselves. So we're not going to agree about all the nitty gritty. But
How are we
what we can objectively agree on right now is the food, water, shelter thing that's not even taken care of yet. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jess.
So for me, it's like I'm still walking this process. I'm still working through all the bullshit that I had programmed into me when I was little. Like, obviously, I couldn't even fathom anything outside of basic needs currently, because there's probably a bunch of projections and a bunch of reactions still attached to whatever it is I'm trying to figure out. So if we are to say, we know exactly what is best for all outside of even basic needs, that's crazy. We have to first have walked our own process, let go of all those reactions and all that shit. And then also we have to have a large group of people who have done that, because then we can all come together and we can come up with problem solutions and all this stuff live time. But until that point, there's no reason to sit here and act like you're on a high horse and you know what's best outside of basic needs. Because currently,
that's great,
there are so many people dying from basic things. Like, it's insane. And that is something that every person can agree on. Every single human being can agree that everyone needs water, everyone needs food, everyone needs shelter, everyone needs clothes, and everyone needs an education.
That's right.
It's not that hard. It's literally not.
Literally, it's just coming out of survival mode, right? Because it's like that. I think that's just what people get confused with communism, is like, oh, bringing everyone down to a certain level. But it's like, no, we're here to like bring everyone up to that survival, like, you know, beyond the survival point, and then you can have the freedom to express and create and then do what's best in your own life, because that is going to look different from someone else.
That is the thing with like communism, is it like literally brings you down to like the most basic survival. Like what do you just need to survive? Like in the very like worst sense, you know, like, oh, okay, you only need like 5 grams of water per day to actually live,
to not die, right?
Yeah, to not die, exactly.
But the way we're talking about survival is like, how do we set it up so that you have the foundation to live the best life? Yeah, that's what we're redefining survival as. Now, a massive